Big story, this one.
This is huge.
Derby have been bought, and they've been bought by a similar, a recognisable,
Well,
name.
let's go back a bit.
A few episodes ago, probably
about Christmas time, we had it was about Christmas time when it all broke. When he left.
Yeah, and then we've been doing this podcast for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So this man left the advisory board of Wednesday, and we reported on our first couple of podcasts. We also heard of this well ahead of time, and we heard some backstage stuff and all of that. We heard some very juicy stuff about this, which is why, Derby, you might want to be a little bit careful. Erik Alonso has bought his group has bought Derby for 50 million.
No sport limited.
We obviously won't discuss what we heard at the time, but there's been a lot of stuff going about it. If he ever wants to come out and talk about this time at Wednesday, which he said he's going to do, we will see. But I think now he's with Derby.
Nah, it won't happen now.
It's not going to happen, no.
Nope.
So the statement is from his Twitter, and it reads as follows, quote, "We are privileged to take ownership of one of the founding members of the Football League and build a fresh future for the fans, staff and players of Derby County. It's undoubtedly been a difficult period on and off the pitch for the club over the last 2 seasons, and we recognise that all the staff have been dedicated to working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the club's first team and academy football operations were fulfilled. We are looking forward to working with Wayne Rooney and his team, and will do everything possible to support the club's vision and ambition. We would like to thank Mel Morris and his team for the support in helping to facilitate a quick and smooth transaction. The sales and purchase agreement has been signed, and we are now working with the EFL on the final stages of the EFL owners and directors test."
He won that last bit he just said. We'll go into that in a minute.
Yep. A statement from Derby read, "Derby County Football Club wishes to confirm that a definitive agreement to purchase the club has been reached with No Limit Sports Limited. Love it. The transaction, which is still subject to the EFL owners and directors test approval, is expected to close in the near future." Yes, I know companies are called limited, by the way.
Right.
I'm not fit.
I've got some bits on this then. So
okay. Anything we say is alleged. You can't sue us.
Yes.
Thank you.
The
Speculation.
first bit, No Limit Sport Limited was created in October 2020 on Company House. According to Company House, they only have £2 in the bank. It is apparently an Indonesian take backer, like it was with us, kind of situation again. The weird bit is that, remember when he was here, we got this whole thing that he was his own sports agent and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find that website or company anymore.
No, and it's also a case of a bit of history for the Derby fans that might find this. So, he was an advisor for Wednesday. Apparently, he wanted to bring Paul Cook. He fell out with Chansiri over it. He went behind his back and tried to hire Paul Cook. Apparently, allegedly, that's what happened. That was part of it. That was what was said, and a lot of the fans did it. He started liking a load of fans' tweets, slagging Chansiri off, all of that, and then he said that he offered to buy the club. But different amounts were reported. He then said he was going to offer the fans to buy the club. Genuinely, it seemed, after all the dust had settled, that this guy was a bit of a chancer, and the fact that he tried to get in bed with Derby quite early on, it seemed that was the case as well.
It was pretty much about like 2 to 3 weeks after Wednesday, there was a tweet that went round with him sat in a car going to beat the Derby kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful.
Just be careful, Derby. Don't just make sure you keep your ownership to account. That's all we'd say, because there was a lot of a grey area around Erik Alonso and that situation. And I would like to see Erik Alonso actually talk about the situation at Wednesday like he said he's going to, but he's been quiet about it and he's bought Derby. Because he's left it in a shady sort of cloud, we can only think these things and hear these things, and it does seem like he was a bit of a chancer on the Wednesday thing, and it doesn't look good for him going into Derby. And I don't think he'll say anything, because I think he's going to try and bury all that under the rug now, so he could start fresh at Derby.
Apparently he looked at us and Cardiff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that too.
It's one of these things. Be careful. We wish you all the luck, because we don't want clubs.
Because we're both crap at the minute, and you've spent as much money as we have, and you're probably getting a points deduction next season. So good luck.
And it's this whole situation where both clubs don't seem in the great position. Anything that happens, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. And it's that big thing. He got to, even though they fit in proper person test, have let people who were meant to be right to running a club do it, and then it's gone wrong. be very careful. There's a lot of people who are done digging on him who are like, yes, he's saying all the right things now, but when you have a no limit of sports limited and there's only £2 in the club, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, fair. Well, I can't back up any what Punk's just said there. As I said, all this topic is alleged. But do your own research on it, and I'm sure Derby fans will do.
I think they already are doing, to be fair.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of Derby fans looking a little bit worried.
We thought we'd bring that up on the Wednesday podcast this week because it's a case of, we nearly bought Wednesday. And yeah, exactly. So all the best, Derby. Good luck.